Once upon a time, retirement planning was simple. You would retire, then cash out of the stock market, leave the risk behind, and move into bonds paying 6 to 8%. Those days are long gone. If you live in Phoenix and are retiring soon, you know this dilemma only too well. Today, you're lucky to get 2% on a quality bond. The solution? Do what smart, logical retirees are doing. They're making the move for their IRA rollover to the next generation of principal-protected, low-cost, high-income annuities through IQ Wealth Management in Scottsdale. Best-selling author, leading financial advisor, and the host of Mastering Money on Money Radio, Steve Jurich, is the trusted advisor that you are looking for. Let's listen in on a recent broadcast of his popular show, Mastering Money. At any point throughout, you can visit our website by clicking the little circle with the eye in the top right corner.
Making retirement great again, as seen on MarketWatch, Forbes, Fortune, Kiplinger, and TheStreet.com. Best-selling author and leading money advisor, Steve Jurich, founder of IQ Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor, home of the Black Diamond Dividend Strategy. We're talking about you and your money on Mastering Money.
It's twice as good. Now hear Mastering Money, the daily retirement show that teaches you how to retire and stay retired twice daily at the regular time, 8 a.m., and a new time, 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Listen to Kiplinger contributor and wealth manager Steve Jurich with exceptional guests, including estate planning attorney Richard Dwornik, CPA Nick Stefaniak, and enrolled agent Doris Milton. Learn how to plan, invest, and ensure your way to financial independence. Mastering Money now at 8 and 6, right here on Money Radio, AM 1510 and 105.3 FM.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Financial Review on Money Radio. I'm Sinclair No. Thanks for joining us today. Retirees have decisions to make. Big decisions. In fact, decisions that could have a major impact on the next 10 to 25 years of their lives. Although the stock market continues to flirt with new highs, interest rates on bonds are flirting with new lows. No logical person would place all of their financial future in the hands or at the whims of a stock market that's long overdue for a major correction. Smart people diversify. They need holdings that zig when others zag. They need some assets that are immovable objects that, regardless of storms and rough seas, quietly keep on doing their job, which is not losing money, and even better, paying money without interruption forever, like a pension. Diversification is always a smart idea, but many of the tools that once worked so well as a diversification mechanism no longer have the construction or the capability to perform the task. As an example, just 5 to 10 short years ago, bond mutual funds were a powerful diversification tool. Today, they are actually considered dangerous by investment professionals and are cautioned against by FINRA. The art, science, and rules of diversification, especially for those retiring or nearing retirement, have changed completely. Retirees don't have the luxury of simply waiting for interest rates to rise as they sit in cash or traditional mutual funds. The price of waiting could be hundreds of thousands of dollars of capital. In the past, many investors were not ready to warm up to the idea of owning an asset that was focused more on safety, preservation, and income than on making a killing in the market. Today, that story is changing, and changing fast. Best-selling author and certified income specialist Steve Jurich works closely with retiring engineers, teachers, managers, business owners, healthcare professionals, attorneys, and accountants to help build, grow, and protect their life savings. Steve has trademarked a retirement strategy known as the IQ Wealth Safer Buckets Retirement System, designed to achieve more income with less risk using fewer dollars, thereby leaving more assets available for long-term equity growth. Steve is an authority on annuities and heads IQ Wealth Advisory, LLC in Scottsdale, a registered investment advisor. His comments have been seen on Bloomberg, MarketWatch, and CNBC.com. His resource team includes CPA Nick Stefaniak and estate attorney Richard Dwarnick. Steve, how are you today?
Sinclair, doing just great today. How are you doing?
Doing good, sir.
Great.
Steve, investors that are becoming retired investors begin to change their priorities when they move from the pure accumulation phase into the income and preservation phase.
Mm-hmm.
The real issue, of course, is that the income and preservation phase is no small thing. It can last 20, 30, 40 years, and a lot can go wrong in that period of time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a lot can go wrong, and that's a good point. Many people forget that if you've been working for 30, 40 years so far and you've built up quite a nest egg, the day you stop getting those paychecks, you're going to be unemployed for 20, 30, or 40 years. And many people are concerned about the 40-year aspect of a retirement. Let's take someone who's 62 with a 57-year-old spouse as an example. One of the faster-growing age groups in America is the 100-plus, and certainly the 95-plus. More and more women you hear about today are going strong at 95 or pass away at 95, 96, 97. So someone who's in her 50s right now has a long time to be withdrawing income. And if you're a guy listening, you've got to be asking yourself, are you planning your retirement right now for as long as you live or for as long as your spouse lives? And what will she be doing at age 85 with your investment portfolio? Even if something happened to you in the next few years, will she be able to step right in and take over where you left off? So these are the things that people are concerned about when they're doing planning, and when we are asking them what it is they're trying to achieve, they're saying more and more that they want to diversify. But, it really goes much deeper than just simply diversifying. There's more than just having investments that theoretically will zig when others zag. That's the old style of diversification. In retirement, you've got a major goal in front of you. You've got a major objective and really a job to do. And if you are not effective at that job, that is covering all of your bills, expenses, your liabilities, your lifestyle. If you don't cover those things regularly and every year and every month, you're going to be failing at your job. And people are starting to understand that. And they're saying to themselves, where can I go to ensure myself that I can realize an income of 5 to 9% guaranteed for life and never run out of money and never run out of income? Where can I find an interest rate that is safe, that pays more than 1 or 2 or 3% today? And, of course, there's nothing like that. Get calls now and emails sometimes from people saying, hey, Steve, I need a 6% investment with no risk. What do you have? And, bottom line is that you're going to have to become more of a scientist and a technician to make the dollars work out in the era that we're living in now. It's no longer what it used to be. We're not living in an era where you can just swing over to Treasury bonds paying 7% or 6%. We're in an era now where the 10-year Treasury is under 2%, and knowing what investments to be in is not really the question. It's knowing where your income is going to come from, how safe that income is going to be, how reliable it's going to be, and how long you can count on it. Those are the questions you've got to answer with any asset decision that you make.
I tell you what, I've lived through this myself, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Not that I've lived through retirement yet, but my grandparents, my grandfather was 65 when he retired. My grandmother was 55 at that time.
Wow. Yeah.
My grandfather lived another roughly 2 years or so after he retired. My grandmother lived another 47 years.
Yeah.
She lived to 102.
Wow.
Fortunately, she had a pension from my grandfather. Fortunately, she didn't go into the poorhouse when he passed away.
Or having to face investment decisions that, frankly, might have been, challenging for him. But when you turn over what your investments to somebody else, how is that person supposed to understand what the theory was? And you're right. Look at that, 102 years old. And frankly, just check the statistics right now on how many people are starting to live 95 plus. It's one of the faster increasing parts of the population. And, they're just going to keep finding ways of keeping you alive. We talked about it on Mastering Money this morning, where the healthier you are, ironically, the more money you need to have put aside for uninsured health issues later in life. A person with high blood pressure and diabetes might not need as many savings for down the road because there may not be a big down the road. But someone who really watches out for themselves, takes care of their health, just simply may need much more money and much more income 20, 30, 40 years from now. Mm-hmm. And so if a person wants to do income planning rather than income guessing, that's where you're going to find it difficult to look at some bond mutual fund. How's it going to help you? Interest rates rise back to where you want them, you could lose 15 to 20% of your principal. Knowing where to put your money and when, in the accumulation phase, it simply doesn't matter. In the income and preservation phase, it matters a lot.
Steve, you've been educating our audience for the past, over 5 years now on the various kinds of annuities and how some annuities are truly not suited for certain individuals. You also have educated us on some of the myths of annuities that can hold people back from doing their own due diligence.
Right.
I mean, phrases like annuities keep your money when you die, or annuities lock up your money.
Right.
These are unfortunate statements, are they not? And certainly not always accurate.
That's absolutely correct. I would agree with you. They are unfortunate because when a person doesn't have a great deal of interest into looking into something new in the first place, we all love the status quo. And so when it comes time to start investigating and exploring a new idea, we're looking for a shortcut, something to tell us, no, you're wasting your time here. And if you have a voice that you've talked to, an advisor over the years, or someone sitting in the lobby of a bank, or who knows where, or someone on TV, saying that, no, your money will be locked up. You will have a lot of fees. It could be a bridge partner or somebody like that will say it. How do we know that person just didn't buy the wrong kind of annuity, which is usually the case?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, 4 kinds of annuities. Immediate annuities do lock up your money, no question there. And if you're an AARP reader and you buy that New York Life annuity, your money's locked up. But there's 95% of other annuities that do not lock up your money and can help you achieve that goal of a lifetime guaranteed income, and it can be in the range of 5 to 9% for life without market risk, depending on your deferral period and your age.
If you would like to retire and stay retired, click the link to hear the rest of the show or to visit the website and learn more about making the move to the next generation of principal-protected, low-cost, high-income annuities through IQ Wealth Management in Scottsdale. Click the link now.